Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As y'all can see by the title of today's video, we're here to teach you how to defend the play shot in NBA 2K21. We're going to go over ISO first, then screen second. We got two different gameplays in this one, so I hope y'all enjoy. If you do, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. You guys know the deal. Let's try this 1 to 1K likes in the first 24 hours. You can see their lineup. It's actually not the typical that you'd normally see. So they have the play shot at the 1, prim lock at the 2, which is the typical, but they have an outside big at the 3. So this is what I'm talking about with the ISO defense or pick and pop defense, whatever you want to call it. Either way, I'm going to be suggesting you guys to play size defense if screens are involved. And a quick check at our lineup, you can see we got my boy Shots top 5. I call him AK. He's on the play shot, 99 overall. We got Dope at the 2 with the prim lock, and then me at the 3 with the 2-way finisher. So what I'm going to teach you guys in this video is all going to rely on the fact that you need a shorter big man, someone who doesn't have a lack of speed and mobility, who's going to be able to hedge really high in the pick and roll situations, as this guy's not able to right there. And you also need to be able to switch onto the ball fully when you have to play sides defense against those who are using an outside big or even an inside big for that matter. Honestly, like I was telling you on the intro, I feel like sides defense is the only thing you should ever do when it comes to defending screens. So every time down, I'm going to be on one side, Dope's on the other. In this situation, I'm on the right, Dope's on the left. Now, you're going to see right here, I'm anticipating that they're going to put me in an ISO as they get this little switch right here. This is just something that I do every single time because I'm very uncomfortable defending on ball without my arrow. Honestly, with no arrow on the ball handler, it's an awful experience. You're going to get twisted and turned around everywhere. You can see I was able to flick my right stick toward the ball handler as he was going to move toward me, and it puts me with my arrow on him. Now, this is another thing we're here to talk about as well, the crabs. So for the comp PGs out there, you're going to see he does it to me later in this game and executes on it properly. We'll teach you what I did wrong with that one. So let's elaborate on this a little bit. How did I even get put in this situation in the first place? You're generally going to get crabbed a whole lot more often when you're trying to shade one side of the ball. So in this situation, I'm taking away his left side or his left hand. I'm going to be pushing him to the right and just anticipate that I'm going to have to catch up to that right side. But you're going to see he goes ahead and puts me in this situation where I was overcompensating on the left side and he's able to get in front of me. Now again, sometimes the size up package is super inconsistent with this. You can see he jumped super far to the left, and if I were to contest from directly behind, that's when I get the 0% contest. Now, if you're on the side of him and then jump, or you get the manual contest with the right stick, either way, most of the time when they have you in this crab situation, you should feel pretty comfortable to jump, but you might be looking like a fool if he doesn't shoot the shot and then ends up speed boost glitching you to the side, and just like that, he's wide open for a 3 on the other side of the wing. Now, if you get put into one of the crab situations, it's not the end of the world. It's not the first thing you should be worried about when you're trying to defend one of these play shots. The speed boost glitch that he just did right there, the curry slide, the explosive behind the back, all 3 of those moves are the things that you should be most worried about. But again, you guys are going to see what, as far as the arrows go, I'm executing on those again. We're still playing a size defense, and you can see AK jumps out from that left corner when it's looking like I'm going to get scored on from the wing, and then he steps out from that corner. You can see they go for the lob right here, but that's going to be a tough spot for any point guard to be in. As far as, you know, them scoring from the left wing themselves, dotting their corner from the left where AK was helping off from. And now you're going to see a situation where the scoreboard comes into play. So this is where I'm going to talk later in the video as far as like what it does for our defense and what we're allowed to do, and especially against the inside big pick and roll. You'll see that once we talk about that in the next gameplay. But the scoreboard is huge. If you're able to get out to a 7-0 lead just like that, you could even throw double teams at the dudes who have insides, and just like that, now all they can do is score 2 points every single time. Now, the way that you're going to play defense is also going to depend very much so on who your point guard is. AK out here is an absolute scoring machine, and also I definitely advocate for giving shots like that up right there. You're going to be very okay with the mid-range shots dropping, even if they do, and even at that, it's an inefficient 2-point shot. It's almost like on some NBA stuff where I'm comfortable giving those up because you have to work for the 2-point shot instead of just an easy layup or a dunk. Now, there's nothing you can do about that right there. To be honest with you, that's just the BS of this game. AK shoots at 32% white, still makes it. Tough scene. I mean, honestly, I have nothing to tell you guys about that. That's really just the power of the PlaySharp and how dominant this build is. Makes complete BS like that. Is super consistent on any of the wide open stuff. You can see AK with the great help off that left corner again. Same thing I was talking about. Now let's talk about the off-ball defense when my guy doesn't have the ball. So this is really a very simple equation, right? Obviously, that dude in the left corner, he don't want the ball. The guy in the right corner, he don't want the ball. Who wants the ball is the guy at the top. So what a lot of these PGs are going to do if they're actually like super comp is they're going to run all the way back, like all the way back. So what I'm going to do every time is play over top of him. And when I say over top, I do not mean between him and the basket. I mean stay between him and as far away as he can possibly be. So he's not going to feel prompted to run all the way back. And that's just me speaking in comp terms. It's a lot different when it comes to, like, you know, the actual, you know, park point guards and stuff like that. They're probably just going to sit on the 3-point line. And that's when you're going to hawk these passing lanes even more. But you're going to see I get really lucky right here. It's on some pass interference stuff with some football. I was over here like hit sticking him while the ball was coming toward him. And that was definitely a penalty if there were to be one called for that, but there isn't. So there's no magic like sauce as far as like making that happen. It's just something that happened to, you know, happen, I guess. So now we're back on the ISO defense. I want to remind you guys, pretty much all game they haven't actually hit me with any screens. So I'm going to switch the arrow off rip while I still can, because if I'm trying to switch the arrow right now, I'm going to get put in some horrible reach-in animation where it's the right stick steal, and I'm just going to get completely put out of position. It's not even going to switch the arrow in the first place. So do not press when you're trying to switch your big man onto the PG every single time. Now, if you're somebody who's just coming out here, you got the two-way sharp who's lined up at the 2 trying to guard ball, it's really the same thing because your matchup and your arrow is not going to be facing the PG. However this goes for people who turn off their arrows, I don't really know. I don't have the experience of doing that, but you guys are going to see a nice little maneuver right here. So he beats me to the right real quick on this next possession. So right here, I'm making it very predictable as to what move he's going to try and pull off. He's going to do the speed boost glitch to the right side because I'm taking away his left. Just like that, I'm already knowing he's going to be going for it. So I'm backing up, giving myself the cushion or room to be able to do that. You can see they still get the shot off from the corner. Either way, we're in a scramble mode at this situation. AK was helping up over here. Now I'm back on ball. It's still only 8 seconds left. So again, I'm just not going to give up any free buckets, especially at this point in time. And you can see he tries to hit me with the speed boost glitch. Now this is another thing too, where you're going to want to lead them toward the basket, because flat out, a lot of these dudes, whether they're the one who made their play shot with defensive badges upgraded and they didn't put anything into finishing, or even the ones with finishing, they miss shots like that very often. Now, as far as the offensive end goes, you're going to see AK try to put him in the corner right here and still get some shot off. But either way, I curl it off. He hits me pretty late on the lob. Either way, y'all aren't here for the offense. It's 15-0. I mean, really, we could just end the gameplay right here, but we got so much more stuff to show you as far as the defense goes. All game, I had this dude just straight locked up, and it's really not this easy. This is just a very good explanation and very good, like, display. And you're going to see, this is what it looks like right there, that exact possession where I don't have my arrows on the PG. You can see how much sliding and horrible defensive situation it was. That is something by all means you want to avoid as much as possible. You're going to see AK was doing that exact thing I was talking about with the whole comp PG. Is going to run all the way back just to make it an easy pass for you, because nobody's going to follow you that far. But that's exactly why I was saying I'm just going to play the high defense in the first place. Now, this O-board and putback is really my fault right there. I wasn't in good position, and really it, you know, set Dope up for a really bad defensive rebound and got put back right on AK's head as well. So it is what it is. Either way, 2-15. Who even cares? So now you're going to see they try and run the sides defense, but this big is just too slow. And what I also want to say is you need to be a lot more conservative and safe when it comes to playing defense like that. You can see he was too worried about his drive. And again, I just want to throw out there again, it's, you know, 2-15. He probably doesn't care. The game's over. But either way, you cannot get baited into the drive when it comes to this comp stuff, because they're always going to be looking to get those 3-pointers up. And the last thing you want to happen is have them get 3-pointers. Now, this is what I was going to talk about earlier in the video with the crab situation. So I'm playing his left side super heavy. What he's going to do is literally just dribble straight into me, right? He does the Curry slide straight into me. And if I were reaching in that situation, you would think I'd be able to get a steal, but that's just not the case in most situations. Really, you can just dribble straight into dudes in this game, and that's even more to the power of the play shot. So now he has me fully crabbed. This is the situation where I am completely screwed. And like I said, you just kind of have to live with these situations. This is still going to be a hard shot for him. You're going to see he doesn't green it. It's a really weird situation for every point guard to be in. There's a lot of hesitance when it comes to it, where they're not so sure that they're going to get a clean shot off. It's going to affect their animation sometimes. So either way, the crabs are the crabs. You just got to live with them. If it happens, it happens. And then if you can do anything about it by like getting around and getting a contest instead of just, you know, jump straight at his back like I did right there. And honestly, I even tried to do it just where I was jumping for the block on the first possession. I just got lucky and I was on the right side of him. But anyway, you can see the stat line on this gameplay was crazy. 8 for 9, no turnovers, AK going nuts. The point guard on their team going 1 for 5, shooting 2 for 8 total as a team, 2 turnovers, going crazy. So now we're going to show against actual pick and roll with an inside big that you're typically going to see. Alright, so here's what we got for this gameplay. You can see they got the playmaking shot creator at the 1, two-way tempo pusher at the 2. I'm not even sure what that build is in all honesty. Doesn't really apply to this video too much though, because we didn't really leave him wide open from the corner. And then they got the paint beast at the 3. So I'm pretty sure the two-way tempo pusher is a play lock. Honestly, if you wanted to, and that does happen to be a play lock, I would say a very valid way of defending these guys would be to put your 2 smallest players on the pick and roll and just play sides or double team, and then use your big man and just camp him in the paint and make that dude at the 2 shoot all game. If you happen to play a play lock or anything like that, by all means, make him shoot. That's just how it's gonna have to be, all right? The worst thing I would ever just let shoot wide open is probably gonna be a play lock. However, I wouldn't just let a two-way sharp come out here and just shoot wide open unless it's like late in the game situation where you don't want the point guard to have any opportunities to shoot. But now, you're gonna see, this is where I'm gonna recommend you guys to do something different with your arrow. So if you were watching the video and paid attention in the first gameplay, I was definitely suggesting to switch your arrow onto the ball handler if you're somebody who's gonna be defending ball, right? But that's for ISO. For pick and roll, you're gonna see if my arrow is on the big man, Dope's arrow is on the point guard. So the game thinks that the big man is gonna try and screen Dope, but Dope's not even guarding ball. So this is the cheese when it comes to defending pick and roll. It's gonna completely ruin the big screens. You're gonna see he's facing Dope on these screens and will not even be able to get any suction screens on me or anything like that. He will still get in the way sometimes, but I'm never gonna be put in an animation where I'm gonna get hit by the screen entirely. And I don't have pick dodger, neither does Dope. Neither of us run it because we just play sides anyway. But in situations like that where we want to fight through, you can always switch the arrow to your advantage. So a lot of the stuff that was happening in this gameplay, however, is going to be what not to do. So there are a lot of things that we did wrong. A lot of times we were trying to give up like no easy buckets when really we should have just been taking away their threes entirely, because as I was saying as well, this all depends on who's running point guard for your team. I already know AK is a walking bucket. I don't even have to worry about us scoring on any possession. Dude's gonna bang every shot he takes, and even at that, he's a great dribbler as well, so he'll be able to get me open, be able to get Dope open in situations where we need it. It is what it is. So AK blitzes for whatever reason off the corner right there. I'm not gonna lie, I don't exactly know why, but anyway, the lock goes ahead and just shoots a bad shot. I crash from the top and we get the ball back. And then as we're in transition, the big man's just pressing too high. He's trying to get the steal on AK, double team, blitz, whatever you want to call it. I got way too much speed for him to be doing that, so I'm just running. We get the easy lob. You can see I angled that away from the corner side so the corner couldn't blitz down and get a good passing lane or affect my shot in any way. Even though really, as far as the lob over his head, if it's a small point guard who doesn't have any defense in his game anyway, not something that you would typically worry about. But this is where the size defense really gets you hurt, and this is why I want you guys to kind of take this into account and actually apply this when you're guarding the screens, because when you play the size defense, it doesn't even guarantee that you're going to take away threes. The only thing that takes away threes guaranteed is going to be the double team, and that is actually something you can apply to your game that we did later on in this gameplay too, because I was low-key getting cooked, all right? So you guys are going to see the exact situation that's going on right here. So I'm always going to be trying to switch on the ball when they put me in the ISO. Sometimes they'll even put you in the ISO where the big man's just going to run down low. So you're going to see I'm playing the left, Dope's on the right, but just like that, you know, they think that they have me on the point guard with my arrow all messed up, and that's just going to be a cook every single time. But I'm doing a nice job at switching my arrows before he moves toward me, so then I can actually still be able to stick him pretty good when it comes to the ISO defense. But either way, a lot of times they're going to be putting you in situations like this where the big man's going to slip every time. You know, he'll stay in the paint, and just like that, your big man's going to get cooked. So that's why I always recommend you guys do not have a tall, slow big man out here. I don't know how many times I can stress it. And look at that. I mean, you can't just play straight up defense on these play sharps, man. Like if you come out here and try to play front back like these guys were, they're going to get cooked for 3 all day. And just like that, now it's way too late for you to be playing sides in the first place, because now we're up by 6 points and you can't just give up easy 2s. So now, again, you're going to see I'm playing one side, hit the speed boost glitch, just like that. I got nothing going for me. That really depends on your corner help defense. I need AK to help me in those situations as well, because really I'm going to be forcing him one way every single time, and generally it's going to be toward my help defender. You're always going to have to do that whenever they put you in the ISO. So on this possession, you're going to see where we have the defensive outlook of the fact that we're up by 6 points. We're going to give up strictly 2s for the rest of the game. This big man cannot shoot, so this is the perk of having the inside big on the other team, and we have a big lead. This is why you as an inside cannot get down by more than 2 possessions. Honestly, the video that I made yesterday, if anybody was watching that, I'm sure a lot of you guys did, and the subtopic that I was going to have for it was why you can't start down 6-0 on the stage, especially with the inside big like I was. We started down 6-0. It's an uphill climb all day because you can just double team, give up the easy 2s, and not have anything to worry about. Now that right there is exactly what I was talking about with the whole 2-way tempo pusher thing. I don't know what that dude's archetype is. He likely can't even shoot the ball. So if you want to go ahead and just give up shots like that, by all means, man, I do not think a lot of these guys out here are legitimate shooting threats with these play locks and pure locks like they say they are. And honestly, I might even make a video on that soon too, with the whole like dudes who say they can shoot well with like low 3-point rating, and then in all reality, all they do is just bang one shot, and just like that, they think they can shoot, when that's just not the case. So now, again, we're up by literally 8 points. over 2 possessions. It's literally a 3-possession game. We're just going to give up our 2s every single time because I know they can't stop us on the other end. It's just as easy as that. Now, you cannot do that if you don't have a good, reliable point guard and a good, reliable offensive set. And look at these guys. They're so lost on this possession. So they're going to come out. The big's already super high. I'm calling out to AK like, yo, I'm going in on this one. We're going to get a free easy bucket. You can't give that up when you're down by 2 possessions. You just literally can't. And that's why the biggest thing when it comes to defense is playing the scoreboard. Make sure you on offense are taking what the defense gives you. There's nothing I hate more than playing from down by like 6 or 8 or anything like that in the stage and just expecting that you can come back, especially when you have an inside on your team, because you just flat out cannot get 3-pointers then. Look at what we're doing to these guys. We're just making them take the 2-point shot every single time because I already know we're getting 2 on the other end easy, and especially with this sharp takeover. I mean, look at this. They're going to just blitz off dope entirely. I'm telling AK like, yo, okay, bro, let's just get the game over with. He's going to set it up. I'm going to slip. The big's going to drop to me, and just like that, sets up for an easy corner 3 from Dope. He does hit the white, however, but either way, you guys get the deal. Sharp takeover demands so much attention. And I know this video, was only about how to stop these play sharps, but really I'm just explaining to you guys that the scoreboard is a huge aspect of how you can play defense. It allowed us to play sides and just double team all day and just let that big man take his shots. Now you can see the point guard wasn't inefficient. He was 2 for 3, right? He did his thing. He got me twice with the little speed boost glitch where I was overplaying one side, and he got his 6 points off in that. And I really shouldn't let that happen in the first place, but that is the struggle of playing defense in this game. That's just how it is. You got to accept the fact of that. And then you can see the lockdown. He was just 50, like he wasn't making a single shot. And the big man's only points were literally just free buckets where we were just double teaming pretty much. So anyway, my whole point is if you play against an inside, do well on offense, that is your best defense. It's pretty much as simple as that. Then you can just double team and take away their 3-pointers. And this is why I say ISO is so much more deadly in this game than the pick and roll is. And a lot of people, they hate the fact that I say that. They say that's entirely not true. ISO is so hard. They keep on nerfing our dribble moves and stuff like that, when in all reality, you still got the speed boost glitch, which is honestly the most game-breaking dribble move that we've ever seen in 2K, just in history. Honestly, you can't even convince me otherwise. There was one teleport glitch in 2K17 that was better than this thing, but the speed boost glitch is out of this world. You literally cannot defend it. You still have the curry slide in the behind the back to take away when they take away your ball hand, and just like that, you can go to your offhand. There's all types of stuff to just bail out dribblers and play sharps in this game. So this is why I was bringing you guys this video as to how to actually guard them, whether it be ISO or pick and roll. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties. All good stuff. Like I said in the intro, let's try this 1 to 1K likes in the first 24 hours. And if you made it to the end of the video, put shots in the comments to show your support to me all the way through. My boy might be streaming for the first time ever on Twitch as you watch this. If he is, I'll put the link in the comments, the pinned comment, and I'll go ahead and let you guys see that. But he may or may not be. I'm not going to lie. My boy's a little bit flaky when it comes to the content. He's been a little bit of a liar. I'll just put it like that. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. None of that. Take it easy, man. Peace.